Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading today here at MadWorldTarot. And of course we are looking at a meeting between Harry and King Charles yesterday at Clarence House in London. I want to look at Prince William now. I've looked just generally at the meeting. The vibe of the meeting didn't look very encouraging for Harry. There were two interesting articles in the Daily Mail today that caught my eye that I thought possibly came from royal adjacent sources. Richard Kay had an interesting little paragraph. His was about the destabilizing influence of Harry operating on the fringes of royal life. That was the theme of it, and why the king had to meet Harry, according to Richard Kay, to basically sort that out. And his little suspicious paragraph, or I found suspicious in the article, was how much more successful William would be as king if he wasn't constantly upstaged by the quasi-royal behavior of Harry and Meghan. So basically he's saying they're so disruptive on the fringes of the royal family that it's better for one day King William, if Charles has this meeting now and basically brings Harry back into the fold. Not what I think, and I'm sure not what most of you think either. It doesn't make life easier for Prince William if Harry is brought back in at whatever level. I don't think working royal, but just you're forgiven. You can come to Christmas. You can wave on the odd balcony. It makes life much harder for Prince William, in my opinion. Harder later on to dislodge him. If there's no speaks, if there's grey rocking, if Harry is constantly hurling himself at the palace gates and begging and shouting and having tantrums, it's much easier to take away titles and take children out of line of succession and whatever. But if Harry is back in the UK every few months having these quasi-royal tours, as we are calling them now, apparently, how does Prince William do that later on? Celtic Cross coming up with the Apprentice Tarot. I got the feeling that Richard Kay wrote this article stitching Prince William up. That's my personal feeling. I don't get the feeling that Richard Kay is a fan of Prince William. I think he was careful to say he understood how bitter Prince William is and blah blah, and how no one trusts Harry and blah blah. Of course he had to say that because the opinion polls tell him that he has to say that. But is Prince William being stitched up, basically piling the pressure on him to go along with this new narrative? The has-been is graciously forgiving the royal family and wants back in as quasi-working royal, half in, half out, pop in when he feels like it, get all the attention, and nothing happened. None of that stuff that you're also upset about ever happened in true narcissist form. What is that DAVO? Deny, attack, reverse, victim and offender. I think that's what it stands for. Yeah. Been on the receiving end of that, that's for sure. Myself, and I'm sure many of you have too. This is a tarot reading. It's for fun and entertainment. It's all my opinion. It's all speculation. It's an energy reading. And of course there is a disclaimer in the box below. Let's see how Prince William is feeling. Just generally what his feelings are about this. Celtic Cross coming up. Long readings today. We'll drill down into the nuts and bolts of this whole situation in the days to come, assuming no more terrible things happen in the royal family and out in the world. Two of Cups. That's a reconciliation card. There it is. It also tells me that it is William and Catherine. Their decision to just focus on their marriage, their life together, their new home that they're moving into, Forest Lodge, biding their time patiently. They both look quite cheerful at the moment, given all of this nonsense that's going on in the royal family. They both look like they've settled into something and got over something and have confidence about their futures. I would say whether in or out of the royal family. That's very focused on, I think, his marriage, his wife. There is a hint, of course, of reconciliation with Harry in there. There has to be, with the Two of Cups and with the meeting and an awareness of what is going on. I don't think William has a heart of stone. I think ultimately at some point he's going to have to meet Harry, like I said, with the king. Even if it is at a very tragic or grim and difficult family event in future, in an inevitable family event. So that's my opinion. Let's move on to the heart of this reading. Prince William's situation, Temperance in reverse. He's very angry. He's extremely angry. He's not ready to make peace here. Harmony when it's upright. This card popped up in the previous reading. He just says, nah, don't count me in. Not on this reconciliation thing that's going on over there. No. Very angry. Nowhere near resolving this situation. Nowhere near forgiving. And it's the temper card. Temperance, literally. When it's in reverse, furious. It's raging. It's vibrating with rage, that card, for me as an energy reader. So, particular challenge that he's facing right now. As I say, he's being stitched up. The Five of Wands in reverse. He's being told that you have to make nice. And he why should I? There's been all of this. The Five of Wands is the competition card. It's the clash of ambitions. There you go. Rivalry, absolutely, and it's in reverse. Now you've got to pretend that none of that happened, that Harry isn't bitterly jealous of you and resentful, and he hasn't tried at every opportunity to stab you in the back, to wreck your marriage, to wreck your prospects as king. He hasn't done any of those things. You need to forgive and forget and move on. Why should he? Behind the scenes, the stitched up energy that I'm finding very obvious in this Richard Kay article. I'm asking down here. Queen of Pentacles. It's interesting that has shown up because it's here in the Two of Cups. It's his wife, Queen of Pentacles. His entire focus has been for the last 18 months or so on Catherine, on his wife, on supporting her, on making sure that she is looked after, that she is protected, that she thrives and prospers, and to hell with everyone else and everything else, and including the royal family if it comes to that. So that's where his focus is. He doesn't care about the stitched up thing. He knows it. It's here with the Five of Wands in reverse. What's going on behind the scenes? As I say, they are looking very comfortable, very settled, very peaceful, very happy in each other's company, kind of blossoming and blooming in each other's company. They sorted some things out. What is the goal with this Harry situation, with this meeting that has just happened? There he is, the Chariot. That's Prince William's energy. He knows. He's very, very comfortable in his future and where he's heading with the Chariot. That's him as king. Literally, you can see it there in that energy. Chariot, of course, Major Arcana, Cancer. That's Prince William's Major Arcana. He knows he's in the driving seat here. He's the one ultimately who gets to decide who is in and who is out. Quite literally. He's got all the power. He's got the direction. He's got the focus. I would say even if he chucked the royal family, and the royal family would collapse without him, of course, if they tried to bring the has-been in, there would be riots. There would be Bastille Day in Britain, unlikely as that seems right now. Maybe not so unlikely, given the temperature in the country, the climate in the country, that's a better word. But he would still carry on with the things that he believes in, like his homelessness project and his earth shots and all the rest of it. He's got his goals. He knows where he's going. He's very confident in his path in life and the fact that he can achieve those goals. No problem. They've both shown up. There they are, Two of Cups. There she is, there he is. William and Catherine on the tarot table. His feelings, knowing that this meeting was going to happen. The Hierophant in reverse, you are disrespecting the royal family. You're bringing it into disrepute. You are... it's breaking the rules. It's messing with hierarchy. It's diminishing the royal family. It's surrendering power and control to a rebel, to a hot-headed, vicious, stupid, dangerous, petulant prince. Why do that? Why undermine everything we've done? Hierophant is about playing by the rules, but doing the right thing. They've been grey rocking. They've been advised to do it. They've all stuck to that, and now the king says, oh, well, actually, I will see him. I'll just fly down from Balmoral and quickly see him. And everyone's like, why? Why are you doing this? Next, incoming for Prince William. What's going to happen next in this scenario? Two of Pentacles in reverse. He's fed up. He's absolutely fed up. It's tired of juggling. It's becoming overwhelmed. It's instability. Where do you put your energy? In the Two of Pentacles, you've got to juggle, you've got to manage, you've got to stay in balance. Temperance card is about that. It's in reverse. It's like, I'm not going to be the one to keep all the balls in the air, to keep the show on the road. I don't see why I should do it. He's overwhelmed. It's depleted resources, the Two of Pentacles. If the king really is as ill as I personally believe he is, William's the one keeping the show on the road, while pot shots are happening from the sidelines. That was an unfortunate analogy today of all days. Sorry. But I don't see why I should be the one that is always the calm one, always the sensible one, always keeps the show on the road, always compromising, always, helping out and expending resources, time and effort in situations that are lost causes. His view of Harry and this whole situation right now. Harry personally, magician. It's all spin. It's just spin. Harry is chucking money at this situation. He's chucking PR at it. He's trying his luck with this, the magician. It's all, it's gloss and manifesting. It's a substance. What Harry is doing is all spin and no substance. That's how I'm going to read this magician card. That's what Prince William sees. All for attention, all trickery, all sleight of hand. That I can go on, I can get worse, I won't. Pressure that Prince William is under. This Queen of Wands, Meghan. She's behind all of this. He knows she's behind all of it. It's all her doing. It's all her conniving and her conjuring and her manifesting and her trickery. Magician card, in my opinion, speculating allegedly. And there she is. Thorn in his side and will be forevermore. We need to look at that again at some stage. Hopes and fears for Prince William. Eight of Swords. He's worried that this is a trap, obviously, which is the basic meaning of the Eight of Swords, that he's never, ever going to be able to get out of this situation and move on from it. Thorn in his side, Queen of Wands, that this is just going to be a constant refrain throughout his reign, throughout his life. Harry and Meghan, Harry and Meghan, Harry and Meghan. How does he extricate himself from this mess? So, which leads nicely to the final card of this reading. How will he handle the situation when it is his time to handle the situation? Giving this sense that it's going to get more difficult for him, in my opinion, rather than less difficult. And I think he sees it here with this Two of Pentacles in reverse. Why should he bother? Why should he bother to keep the show on the road when he didn't decide this? Hierophant over there, he didn't agree to this. What's he going to do? Is it going to be easy for him? I've got the Page of Swords in reverse. I don't agree with these keywords in this context. Silly ideas, easily influenced by others, still learning, intellectual novice. It's the little research card. new learning, curious. It's curiosity. It's strategy. It's strategic. He's going to have to go almost underground with his thinking and his planning and his preparation. He's going to have to get very clever about it, very detailed. I think he's going to have to speak to some very sharp minds. I get this energy quite often with him anyway. I think he is. I think he's already at it with this, doing the research, gathering the information, whatever information might be gathered. When people suspect one of the reasons why Meghan doesn't want to come back with the kids to the UK, or go back rather, is because of the evidence that could be gathered while she and the children are in the UK, perhaps staying at Balmoral or Sandringham or wherever. Lots of speculation about that. It's doing his due diligence, is getting ready. It's not powerful energy. That's the powerful energy, the Chariot. He knows he's got the authority and the power, but he's going to have to be strategic about this. He's going to have to be cunning. He's going to have to play dirty to some extent to thwart this Queen of Wands and to get out of this Eight of Swords energy, this trap that he is stuck in now, thanks to the stupidity of, I hate to say it, but the stupidity of the Hierophant in reverse. That is the reading. Thank you for watching. It's going to be quite a spectacle, I should imagine, going forward.